Hey guys, welcome back to the game room. Today we're going to be looking at my OG Xbox collection as of December 2022. So this is following on from previous videos that I've made for the PlayStation 3 collection, PlayStation 2 collection and PlayStation collection. If you want to see those, just click on my channel and all those videos are listed so you can watch those through, see what you think. And this is just to show you what Xbox games I have currently as of December 2022. I will be adding more games next year in 23 and be posting pickup videos as and when I find those games. There's a lot of games I want to get and I really want to go for it with the Xbox next year. I really want to start knocking them off because they're very cheap right now. People don't seem to really want Xbox games as well. From what I've seen on eBay, they don't sell that well. People just don't seem that interested in the machine, which is great for me. I think because obviously most people like PlayStation 2, that's the more popular console. So that's good for any Xbox collectors out there. So I'm going to really hit it hard next year and try and get as many as I can. So let's crack on. I've got a good pile of games to show you. First one is 50 Cent Bulletproof. Really cool third-person action game with 50 Cent. If you've played Blood on the Sand, you'll know what this is all about. Same thing, just lower res graphics. You just run around shooting everyone with Tony Yayo and Lloyd Banks. Great. I think Tony Yayo's in this, I'm not sure. I know Lloyd Banks is definitely in it. I'm no doubting myself, but yeah, Lloyd Banks, Young Buck and Tony Yayo, that's all right. Yeah, very cool. I love 50, so great game. Next one is 187 Ride or Die, an Ubisoft action game. It's a hip-hop racing Mario Kart. Yeah, it's a weird game. Basically, it's got hip-hop music. It's like Mario Kart, but you can shoot everyone. So you just blow the cars up with rockets and guns. And I've always really enjoyed this. It's a really silly game. And it's really cringy and cliched, but it's fun. I really enjoy it. The actual gameplay is just the most important part. And yeah, I always enjoy just sitting back and playing it for a couple of hours. Next one is Arctic Thunder. So all these are complete, by the way, with manuals, all in nice shape. I got this one from CEX, got very lucky. It's in lovely shape. It's a, I think is that a Skidoo? I don't really know if that's the right one, but it's a racing game. I've played it, it's all right. I've never played it before and I wanted to try it, and yeah, it's okay. I wasn't that blown away by it. Next one is a game I actually really enjoy, and I was playing it recently and I was quite surprised how nice it still looks. It's really good. It's Area 51. So, a big fan of Area 51, as I've probably said in many videos now. I'm into the whole UFOs, UAP, aliens, Area 51, you know, the eternal question of are we alone? And so, yeah, this is a great first-person shooter. And I was really surprised when I played this a couple of weeks back how good it is. It really holds up nicely. I mean, it plays like you would expect a first-person shooter of this generation to play. But, yeah, really good game. So, I need to complete that one. I think I probably did back in the day, but I can't remember. Next one is, I don't think I've shown this in a pickup video. So there's going to be a couple of games that I've picked up that I haven't shown yet, mainly because I wanted to get a nice stack before I did a pickup video, and I've not been buying games that much recently. So the next one is Batman Begins, which is based on the Christian Bale film, the Christopher Nolan movie. Really, really cool. Also, phenomenal film. Really good game, all third person. You get to drive the Batmobile, you get to beat the shit out of people. What more do you need? And the graphics are really nice. And yeah, and you also, from what I remember, you used to use the Batarang to like swing. And yeah, good game. So I've never completed it, but because I always get stuck on some of the stealthy stuff because I'm shite at stealth. But it is a great game. Next one is, no surprise to anyone, Black. Probably the game I've talked about the most on my channel. Incredible first-person shooter. It's destructible environments, military shooter, great storyline, incredible levels, gunplay is phenomenal. What they called at the time gun porn, because it really does go over the top with the detail on the weapons, but it's an excellent game. Played it loads, and I would recommend it if you've got a PlayStation 2 as well. It plays great on that as well. Next one is one I've got to replace, unfortunately, because of sun fading, and that is Burnout 3. My favourite Burnout game, the one that's the most nostalgic and the one I played the most back in the day. I have played all the others, but to be honest, this is the one I played at the time when these games came out. And so it means the most to me, and it's the one I have a lot of memories from playing this drunk, and yeah. So I probably won't bother getting the rest of the games, because if I did, I'll just end up playing number 3. It is sun faded, unfortunately, there, which is quite annoying. I know it's not that big a deal, but it just pisses me off. So when you look at them all lined up with the spines and there's one sun faded, it's like, ugh. So yeah, so I'll just replace it. It's not expensive. All right, next one is the Call of Duty section. So we've got Call of Duty Far East Hour. Great game. Not my favourite Call of Duty, I'll be honest. I like it. I did get to a level where I got stuck with some tanks. I couldn't get through it for some reason. It was very dark as well. Yeah, it's a good game. Definitely not my favourite Call of Duty. We have Call of Duty Big Red 1, which is my favourite on this generation. Great game, really nice graphics. Sound design's a bit limited. It feels a bit like there should be more going on, and that can make the game feel a little bit boring sometimes. But nonetheless, it looks good and it plays really nicely. And then we have Call of Duty 3, which is a cross-platform game which you can get on 360 and PS3 as well. Great game. Obviously not the best Call of Duty ever made by any means, but I really enjoy it, and I think it plays better on this generation than it does on the next generation. I don't know why, but it just feels more natural, like it should be on this generation, and then they just kind of shoehorned it. I've played it on PS3 before and 360, and it's like, nah, it doesn't work as well. But yeah, good game, some good levels. I mean, it's Call of Duty. You know what you're getting with those campaigns, don't you? Next one I picked up is a game called, one in my collection is Carve, which is a sort of wave race game. I've played it and it's okay. It's not as good as Wave Race by any means, but yeah, I mean, it's okay. It does what it's supposed to do. So it's all right for 5 minutes. I wouldn't recommend buying it, but it's all right. Next one, I haven't shown this one either. This is a pickup from months ago, and it's one of my favourite launch titles for the Xbox. This is one of the games that, besides Halo, of course, absolutely blew me away at launch, and it is Dead or Alive 3. Really nice condition. Got a £40 sticker on, which I love a price sticker. So yeah, I mean, you know, just look at the graphics. It is amazing how well this game holds up, and obviously that's down to the power of the Xbox at the time. They made the machine extremely powerful, which is great. And you know, 20 odd years later, this game still looks absolutely beautiful and plays great. It's, yeah, very nostalgic game for me. Love Dead or Alive 3. Never got on with Dead or Alive 4 on the Xbox 360. Always found it too hard. So, maybe in the future, who knows, we'll play that game again. Next one we've got is a phenomenal game. It's called Fahrenheit, or for the Americans, it's Indigo Prophecy. And this is a Quantic Dream game, the first game I believe they put out. Absolutely phenomenal. If you've never played it, it's like an old point and click, but with new style. So if you've played Detroit Become Human on the PS4, you'll know what this is going to be like. It's that style of game. Obviously different storyline, but same kind of gameplay. It's a murder mystery. Really interesting game. Plays really good until you get to the end, and it gets weird at the end, and it goes all Matrix and odd, and there's a really awkward sex scene. But yeah, apart from that, the game's really cool. And I love the opening sequence in the cafe, where you're in the bathroom and you have to clean up a murder and escape through the front door. Really good. I need to go back and play that again at some point, because it's really, I love Quantic Dream because it's so different and interesting. Right, next up is 3 games that I haven't shown you before, which I picked up a few months back to replace the PlayStation 2 versions, which are not in the PlayStation 2 collection video because of this. First one is Medal of Honor Frontline. So I did do a video recently talking about the PlayStation versions when I finally completed Frontline, European Assault and Vanguard. So if you want to hear my in-depth thoughts, just click on my channel, check out my Medal of Honor video. Yeah, Frontline is great. I really enjoy it. It's the perfect third game on from PlayStation 1 with Medal of Honor Underground, and then Frontline. It feels very much like those games. It's still got the cursor instead of actually iron-sighting the weapon. It still has the same layout, the way it explains the levels and the videos and the little paper thing with a description of what your mission is. Really cool. Some great level design. Apart from Arkham Knights, this game is absolutely great. Arkham Knights is a pain in the arse level. Once you eventually figure out how to do it, which has taken me 20 years to do, I finally finished it the other week, and it was so satisfying to do so. And yeah, there's nothing like beating a game that you've never been able to beat, and yeah, it was great. I really enjoyed it. So next one is Rising Sun, which I'm not a fan of. I've got to be honest. I've been trying to play it and it's so boring. The opening bit on the boat, great, fantastic opening. It gives you all this action. It makes you think, oh, it's going to be really exciting. And then the game just sort of dies off. You start the game and it's really boring. You're just walking around. You can't run anywhere. You're trudging through the level. There's a couple of Japanese blokes, shoot them. You're on the back of a truck, has blown up a tank. It's like, Then you're in a stadium, and I was like, then you're on an island and you're wandering around trying to figure out where the hell to go. And I was just like, I can't get on with this. I'm going to stick with it because I want to try my best to finish it, because then I've completed all of the games from this generation. But yeah, it is a very disappointing game. I'm not a fan of the Pacific anyway, which doesn't help. I like to fight Nazis, not Japanese people, but it's just a bit of a shit game, to be honest. It's a disappointment because all of the other Medal of Honor games I've ever played have been really fun, but that one, nah. maybe if I stick with it, maybe some of the later levels are more fun, we'll see. Next up is European Assault, which is absolutely phenomenal. One of the best games of this generation. My favourite game of this generation is Vanguard on the PS2. This is my second favourite. I absolutely love European Assault. You can iron sight. You can't run, unfortunately, yet, but you can still iron sight. They have side missions you can do, which is great. So you'll be walking to the mission objective, but then something will happen or be triggered, and you can go off and do that. It's great. Really good level design. Gorgeous graphics. Love European Assault. It's a really fun game. Definitely recommend that one. And yeah, the only time I had a problem was the Russian level, the first one. Once I figured out what to do, it wasn't that difficult, but there's a real good variation as well in the level designs. Oh, and you also get adrenaline. So you press the D-pad and you can get adrenaline mode, which if you watch my previous video, I was talking about my thoughts on these games after completing them, was something I absolutely needed to use at the end of the game. And it took me a minute to work that out, but yeah, it's a cracking game. So I recommend those games for definite. Then we've got Project Snowblind, which I've played recently, and I only bought this because I remember not liking it and I wanted to try it again and see if it was just my mood and give it another shot. It's not very good. It's a very average first-person shooter. Considering this is the days of Halo and Pariah, you know, I mean, those and the Medal of Honor games and Call of Duty games, you play this and it just doesn't hold up as well at all. So yeah, graphically very nice, gameplay-wise a bit shite. And the last game I've got is Wakeboarding Unleashed, another wave racy type racing game on water. Meh. I'm glad I picked it up because I wanted to try it, but meh. It's not a game I'll probably go back to that often, to be quite honest. So there you go. That's the OG Xbox games I've got so far. There's not a lot, but there's a lot of good games in there. A couple are a bit, but next year, 2023, I'm going to try and get a lot more of them. There's a lot of games I want to get for the system that I really want to play again, and a couple that I've never played that I want to try. And when I do, I'll just put the videos up and show you what I've been picking up, guys, and you'll see the collection grow. You can go on that journey with me. So thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed it, and if you have, please give it a thumbs up. Really helps to promote the video. And of course, if you want to see more content from me, click on subscribe, ring that notification bell, and I'll see you in the next video.